What's up guys, I am here in Astana, Kazakhstan, the capital city of Kazakhstan in fact. I am here at the Hilton Hotel in Astana, not through any planning or anything. So thanks to Scatter and their mess up from a couple of videos ago. If you've not seen that video already, check it out. It was just a massive mess basically that's ended up in me being here in Astana instead of where I was supposed to be in Tashkent in Uzbekistan. I'm here in Astana in northern Kazakhstan, completely the opposite direction, but never mind, we are where we are. We're here in the beautiful city of Astana. So today I'm heading across to Frankfurt in Germany from here in Astana on board a Airbus A340-300 in business class actually with Lufthansa, and quite looking forward to it. I've not been on a long haul flight with Lufthansa before, and I've not flown long haul business class with Lufthansa before, so it's going to be interesting to see what it's all about and how it goes. The following morning I woke up really early in Kazakhstan's coldest city. Right, let's go flying. The Hilton Astana has to be one of the most opulent and extravagant hotels I've ever stayed in. It's only around 10 minutes drive from the airport at Astana, and once inside it's like something out of a movie. Yes, please.
Consider that this hotel only cost me around £80 a night, which I didn't think was bad value at all considering the quality that you get here. The hotel booked me a cab to the airport which was waiting right outside. It just takes about 10 minutes to get from the Hilton Astana up to Astana International Airport. Lufthansa's flight from Astana to Frankfurt leaves really early in the morning, about 5:30. Fortunately for me, I was still on UK time, which was now 6 hours behind by the time I'd made it across to eastern Kazakhstan. So for me, it was more like 11 o'clock at night. The few hours sleep that I'd had in the hotel really didn't hurt though, and I was able to wake up, get to the airport, and then my plan was to try and sleep again on the flight on the way over to Frankfurt. The International Lounge here at Astana is located up one level from departures. It's operated by Air Astana. The terminal here has only been open for just over a year, and the departure lounge is really modern and fresh. Don't judge me, I know it was only 4 o'clock in the morning, but remember I'm still on UK time here, so I was going to have a beer anyway to help me to sleep on the flight. I was really impressed with the free Wi-Fi here in the lounge. It's about the fastest I've ever seen at an airport lounge, 120 meg each way, which I thought was fantastic. I have to admit I'd enjoyed the free Wi-Fi and beer a little bit too much, and before long I checked the screens and sure enough my flight had already started boarding.
Going down. Идет вниз.
I was pretty much the last passenger on board, which is something that's never happened to me before. My ride over to Frankfurt this morning is an 18-year-old Airbus A340-300.
Hello. Hi.
It was delivered fresh to Lufthansa in 2001 and has been with them ever since.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello, good morning. Thank you.
Turning left into the business class cabin as I boarded the flight, I found it to be quite a spacious and comfortable cabin. The business cabin on Lufthansa's A340 is set out in a 222 configuration. The downside of this being in the window means that you have to climb over the passenger at the side of you to get out. But still, it was early morning, I was pretty exhausted and I didn't have any intentions of getting out from my seat on this flight.
Meine Damen und Herren, wir möchten Sie bitten, sich mit den Sicherheitsvorkehrungen vertraut zu machen. Dieses Flugzeug hat 8 Notausgänge.
We pushed back from the gate right on time, but before we could go anywhere, we had to be de-iced. Although it was March when I took this flight and the UK was enduring an unseasonable heat wave, here in Astana, it's the coldest city in Kazakhstan and the temperatures outside were about -17.
This aircraft has 8. Please take some time to read through the information in the Lufthansa magazine and in the safety instructions which you can find at your seat. we are required by law to inform you that you must observe all signs and follow any instruction.
Once we'd been de-iced, the engines were started and we began our way out to the runway here at Astana. We taxied out to runway 22 here at Astana to begin our flight over to Frankfurt. As we climb out into the frigid skies of northern Kazakhstan, let's give you an overview of the route that we took tonight. After takeoff we flew to the northwest, over Kazakhstan and into Russia. We flew towards the cities of Kazan, Nizhny Novgorod and Moscow before crossing into Belarus. Then it was over southern Lithuania, across Poland and just to the south of Berlin in Germany before making an approach and landing into Frankfurt. Flight time this morning was 5 hours and 37 minutes at a cruising altitude of 38,000 feet. A snack service started as we climbed out of Astana, and I was given a really nice piece of cake and a glass of wine.
Chardonnay's fine.
Yeah, it's really good.
Doesn't matter where it's from.
Let me check where it's from.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
It was interesting to see that Lufthansa still call Astana Tselinograd on their in-flight entertainment system. Tselinograd was the old name for Astana before it was renamed in 1997, and it's what gives the airport its three-letter code TSE. After cake and wine, I decided that it was time to get a few hours sleep. I set the bed into its lie-flat position and got my head down for a few hours. I managed a little over 4 hours sleep on this flight, which is one of the best night's sleep I've ever had on an aircraft before. To be fair, I'm usually sitting in the cheap seats back in economy, so the lie-flat bed was pretty useful. We were now somewhere over Poland, and it was about time to start our breakfast service. The table here in business class pops out of the armrest just like this. It took a little bit of getting used to that you had to pop it down to push it back up again, but I got there in the end.
Thank you.
Any cream or sugar?
No, thank you. That'd be fine.
Orange juice is coming, just let me say.
Thank you.
Breakfast service on this flight was absolutely delicious. It was an omelette with some salmon, and a side order of a fruit salad and a bit of cereal as well. To wash it down, I had a glass of orange juice and a cup of coffee. It was really a nice breakfast meal. Let's take a quick look around the seat here in business class on Lufthansa's A340. There's power outlets at the side of the seat where you can connect in any of your devices. Down the side of the seat as well there's a USB port and a headphone socket. There's a little pull-out section in front of you that has an amenity kit and a bottle of water. I'll go through the amenity kit in a little while. Above this there is a little section with all the literature, magazines and such, and just to the left of the screen is a handy little place where you can hang up your glasses, handy if you are a glasses wearer like me. Down the side of the seat is another little cubby hole too. Let's take a look inside the amenity kit. It's pretty much your standard business class amenity kit. There's a pair of socks, a few small cosmetic items, toothbrush, toothpaste, earplugs, eye mask, the usual. Nothing too special, but it was only a 5-hour flight, so I can't really complain. The in-flight entertainment system on Lufthansa is pretty decent as well. Aside from all the Hollywood movies, you can even watch live football matches and news as well, if that's the sort of thing that takes your fancy. The moving map display was pretty good, and showed quite clearly the route from Astana over to Frankfurt this evening. There is Wi-Fi and a GSM service for your mobile phone on the flight as well, but I couldn't get any of them to work. As we cruised across Germany in the early morning, we got some great views of Germany's biggest cities all lit up. It's always nice seeing cities lit up from the air, something I've not really got to do in the past when I've been filming my full flight videos in daylight, but now I'm taking more flights in the evening. It's great to see some of the cities of the world all lit up. We commenced our approach and landing down into Frankfurt just as the sun started to rise. I love it when you're flying at this moment just between daylight and nighttime, and the ground is all lit up and the sky is also getting light as well. It's just amazing and very beautiful. We touched down nice and early here at Frankfurt.
Ladies and gentlemen, Lufthansa welcomes you to Frankfurt Airport. Kindly remain seated with your
I booked this ticket just 12 hours in advance with Lufthansa, direct on their website. One thing I usually find with Lufthansa is that even if you have bought an economy class ticket, you can generally get a business class upgrade much nearer the time directly on Lufthansa's website. A business class ticket from Astana to Frankfurt the day before the flight was coming out at over £3,000. Economy class on the other hand was just £400, so what I did was book a ticket in economy class from Astana to Frankfurt, and then sure enough within a few minutes I was able to upgrade the flight to business class for just £800. In total that meant that this flight just cost me £1,200 instead of the £3,000 they were looking at charging me in the first place. It's a really good deal if you can get it to work that way. This meant that today's flight of over 2,500 miles had cost 46 pence per mile.
ladies and gentlemen, you can disembark through the front exit to the left, or the second one on the left-hand side. You might see the alarm lights outside. That doesn't mean us. It is a situation within the terminal. Thank you.
Overall, I found Lufthansa's business class product on the A340 a pretty decent product. The service was very friendly and professional, and the meals were really good. If I had to pick something negative to talk about, it would probably be the 222 seating. It would have been nice to have got access straight to the aisle, but really that's just nitpicking on a flight that's just over 5.5 hours long.
So here then at Frankfurt, after a really nice flight over with Lufthansa on the Airbus A340. The A340 is a lovely airplane to ride on, very smooth, very quiet, and great service from Lufthansa in business class. Let me know what you thought to the video in the comments section below. Take care, and I'll see you next time here on In-Flight Video.